Nationally, vegetation recovered to more normal values. There was 7% more vegetation than the previous year, and it was 4% below the long-term average. Vegetation did remain quite poor across most of WA, here in dark red. It was the poorest since at least 2000 in a large part of southern WA, as well as in the southeast corner of Australia due to the fires that occurred there. There were improved conditions in inland southeast Australia. Nationally, vegetation growth rate returned to close to normal. Vegetation growth or carbon uptake is estimated from weather and satellite data. It was 21% higher than the previous year and 1% above the 20-year average. Growth conditions were poor in the west but very good in the southeast. They were the best growth conditions since at least 2000 in New South Wales tablelands, and that has helped drive the mouse plague that has been in the news recently. On the other hand, there have been poor growth conditions in large swathes of the inland. Overall, cropping conditions were good, while grazing conditions were about average. When we look at vegetation productivity, in grazing land it was 3% above the 20-year average, in irrigation it was 24% above it, and in dryland cropping 25% above it, so good conditions there, particularly in East Australia. However, there were still below average conditions in Western Australia. Forest and natural vegetation on average remained in poor condition. In native and plantation forestry, we saw that productivity was 9% below the 20-year average, and natural environments was 6% below the long-term average. That is mainly due to drought in the inland and fire on the coast. National tree cover recovered slightly from the low values in the previous year. The total canopy of cover of vegetation above 2 meters was estimated to be 13% greater than in 2019, which amounts to about 7 million hectares if you were to add it all up. That is 1% less than the average 20-year value. There was good tree recovery in northern states, and that exceeded the losses from bushfire in the south. And that explains why total tree cover still went up despite the fires. Nationally, the greatest increases were on grazing land with almost 5 million hectares, about 1 million hectares in natural environments, and another 0.7 million hectares on cropping land. However, there were also 46,000 hectares of tree cover lost from plantation forests. Summarizing, on a national scale, vegetation conditions returned to close to normal, but there were strong regional differences.